shown by our Prime Minister.
No, I think these are very important gestures, and I think you must understand that diplomacy is both symbol and substance. The symbolism is very much an important part of our foreign policy outreach. And when the Prime Minister goes to the airport, when he puts him in his own car, when he takes him for a private dinner, when he gives him the Gita translated into Russian, all of these are very significant, symbolic gestures. But they are not a substitute for the substance. The substance is going on right now behind closed doors. We don't know what's being discussed. But I have no doubt that it's a very important signal of continuity in an important relationship we've had with Russia for a very long time. And that this continuity will certainly be apparent when the decisions come out at the conclusion of the visit. Today is the full day of the visit. I think by the end of the day we'll know what has come out of Mr. Putin's arrival. I'm convinced that defense is going to be an important part of it, but other areas will also be covered. There's indications of some mobility discussions, logistics discussions. Let us see what comes out.
What impact do you see on the international politics and international stature when
No, it's an assertion, undoubtedly. It's a very clear assertion, both of continuity in the relationship and of India's sovereign autonomy in a very fractured and turbulent world. We have the right to decide for ourselves who we meet without it necessarily being seen as in any way connected to any other country's relationship. I hope we'll maintain good independent relationships with America, with Europe, with China, everyone. Why should we have to worry about how people are going to react? This is a relationship in its own right, and we deal with that by itself.
Sir, Rahul Gandhi says that the leader of opposition are...
No, I've already stated my view yesterday that in a democracy it is a healthy practice for meetings wherever possible to be arranged with the leader of the opposition as well. I think when we go to a democratic country, we should also, that is we being our government, should also be in touch with the opposition. And similarly, when they come here, if it is possible, if it is practical, we should certainly make it possible for the opposition to meet. That's what democracy is all about. You know, in foreign policy, we should be united. We have only Indian interests at heart for all of us. We all stand for India. And therefore, for the opposition not to meet a visitor, I think would be unfortunate. Now, whether there were other reasons here, I don't know. I know that the LOP has met other leaders and other foreign visitors have come, prime ministers and presidents have met him. Why this was not possible, you have to ask the government, I don't know.
Flights have been cancelled. How do you see this?
Flights being cancelled is most unfortunate because as far as I understand it, the DGCA had given plenty of warning to the airlines about the new system of rosters, working hours, no repetition of nights, various sort of rules that have come into, which meant that they would have had to hire more pilots. Clearly, one airline has failed to do so in the course of the last couple of years that they had, and now we are inflicting chaos on the travelling public. I think this is most unfortunate, and I think honestly the airline has to do some very serious introspection. They were the largest in terms of traffic share in our country, in terms of number of aircraft in the country, number of routes in the country. How have they let down the public? I believe they have.
Your itinerary is on time? Your travel itinerary is on time?
My travel itinerary happens to be on Air India, so I'm all right.